In this video, let us discuss President's Rule. Article 355 of the Indian Constitution provides it shall be the duty of the Union to protect every state against external aggression and internal disturbance, and to ensure that the government of every state is carried on in accordance with the provisions of this Constitution. It is this duty in the performance of which the center takes over the government of a state under Article 356 of the Constitution in case of a failure of constitutional machinery in the state. It is known as popularly as President's Rule or state emergency or constitutional emergency. The President's Rule can be proclaimed under Article 356 on two grounds. One mentioned in Article 356 and another in Article 365 of Indian Constitution. Article 356 of Indian Constitution empowers the President to issue a proclamation if he is satisfied that a situation has arisen in which the state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provision of the Constitution. The President can act either by himself or the report of the governor of the state or otherwise too. Article 365 of the Indian Constitution provides that whenever a state fails to comply with any direction from center and if the President feels that the situation arisen in which the state government cannot be carried on in accordance with the provision of the Constitution, he can proclaim emergency. Parliamentary approval and revocation. The proclamation issued by President must be approved by both houses of Parliament within 2 months. It needs to be passed by a simple majority of either house of a Parliament. If passed by both houses of Parliament, the President rule extends for 6 months with approval for every 6 months. The emergency can be extended up to maximum of a 3-year term. 44th Constitution Amendment Act of 1978 introduced new provisions like when a President rule is extended beyond 1 year term, the President's rule can be extended by 6 months at a time only when two conditions are fulfilled. Condition 1, when a proclamation of national emergency under Article 352 should be in operation in the whole of India or in whole of or any part of the state. Condition 2, Election Commission must certify that the general election to Legislative Assembly of the concerned state cannot be held. Consequences of President's Rule. Under President's Rule, the President dismisses the State Council of Ministers headed by the Chief Minister. The State Governor on the behalf of President carries on the state administration. Further, the President either suspends or dissolves the State Legislative Assembly. The Parliament can delegate the power to make laws for the state to the President or to any other authority specified by him in this regard. A law made by Parliament or President or any other specified authority continues to be operative even after the President's rule. That means that the state legislature cannot scrap the law made by Parliament during President's rule. They can either repeal or alter it. In case of High Court, during President's rule, the constitutional position, status, power and functions of concerned state High Court does not get affected. According to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, he hoped that the power under Article 356 of Indian Constitution would remain as a dead letter and would be used only as a last resort. But that was not the case. Since 1950, President's rule has been imposed on more than 100 occasions. The dead letter referred by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has turned into deadly weapon against a number of state governments. Scope of judicial review. After 44th Constitution Amendment Act of 1978, the President's rule was brought under judicial review. That means it can be challenged in the court. Sarkaria Commission and Bommai case. Based on Sarkaria Commission report on center-state relations, The Supreme Court in Bommai case observed that the situations where the exercise of power under Article 356 could be proper or improper. In case of proper, when no party secures majority after a general election, where a constitutional direction of central government is disregarded by the state government, when a government is deliberately acting against the constitution. In case of improper, maladministration in the state or allegations of corruption against the ministry, intra-party problem, when there is no majority president without probing the possibility of a floor test.